We've seen several horror flicks that have taken place on numerous holidays, not just Halloween, but also, well, at Christmas time and even Valentine's Day, which that's happened a few times. And I just saw a recent film that involved Valentine's Day in Heart Eyes, fresh from theaters earlier this past year, and now on physical media and streaming exclusively on Netflix. But is this recent hit horror film worthy enough to get the old heart pumping for some real horror and a little bit of laughs too? Or is this one going to completely break your heart big time? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Big T's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the 2025 rom-com slasher Heart Eyes, released by Screen Gems along with Spyglass Media Group, directed by Josh Rubin, written by Philip Murphy, Christopher Landon, who also produced the film, and Michael Kennedy. The film stars Olivia Holt and Mesa Gooding as a pair of co-workers who are mistaken as a couple by a serial killer known as the Heart Eyes Killer, or HEK for short. The film was released this past February on February 7th. Screen Gems released this through Sony in the US and Canada, while it was released by Republic Pictures through Paramount internationally. Film did decent enough at the box office and got good reviews. Now, for the past few years, a serial killer known as Heart Eyes has moved from different cities in the US, killing multiple couples on Valentine's Day. In the present year, Heart Eyes moves to Seattle and murders two couples, one at a winery and another at a spa. A wedding ring engraved with the initials JS is found at the winery. Allie McCabe, a pitch designer for a jewelry company who has recently broken up with her boyfriend Colin, is ridiculed for a commercial she wrote involving doomed couples, seen as offensive in light of the recent murders. So her boss Crystal orders her to work with consulting advertiser Jay Simmons, whom Allie had encountered at a coffee shop earlier. Jay suggests they have dinner that night to gain inspiration, and Allie's encouraging friend Monica helps her pick an outfit. So they meet at the restaurant, but Allie grows hostile as they question each other's views on love. Well, apparently, soon, Infinite Jay leaves and Allie follows, kissing him as she sees Colin approaching with his new girlfriend Sienna. However, Heart Ice is watching and are soon to be stalked by them. That's all the story I will give to you. So no more of this, because this is a spoiler-free review. Because in spoiler-free reviews, I only give you a little bit of just a little bit of the story of what to expect from its beginning and what have you. So now my thoughts on Hard Eyes. I will think, I will, let me reverse. I think this was not too bad of a film and what have you. I thought it ended up being pretty good, though despite losing to Dog Man at the box office when it opened, it still did decent enough. Though it underperformed with couples, with only 40% of opening weekend attendees going with a spouse or date, on par with Companion, which was released the previous weekend. But nevertheless, it still did pretty good and what have you. So, eventually, the film did decent enough, making 32 million worldwide on its $18 million budget. With its reviews, they were pretty decent. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 81%, saying a mixture of gory slasher and sweet rom-com that ingeniously nails both formulas. The film serves up a bloody Valentine that'll make the heart skip a beat. Metacritic has a score of 61. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave it a B minus, and those surveyed by PostTrack gave it a 68% overall positive score. Now, I'm going to say that I did enjoy some of the kills and what have you, especially at the beginning of the film at the winery, especially when this one chick got. Yeah. I I rather I didn't tell you that though, but that doesn't really factually spoil it much and what have you. But if you have seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. But if not, then you just need to watch the film, okay? But of the whole, I found Hard Eyes to be not too bad. It does have a little bit of issues though. Eh, it's just that we don't get to see much of the Hard Eyes killer in some parts and what have you. We could have focused a little more on that and what have you, even though we were focusing on the main characters and what have you. But anyway, I did like the direction this was going by Josh Rubin, who had recently helmed the film Werewolves Within, which was based on the video game of the same name. Now, Christopher Landon, who co-wrote the script and co-produced the film, who had also recently done work on the Happy Death Day films, which I just recently found out uh, it's finally going to get a third film on the way, as well as Freaky. Of course, this, of course, was produced under the company Divide and Conquer, who, of course, also worked on Freaky, as well as Black Christmas 2019 and of course Megan. I am going to say this film proved to be pretty good. I kind of almost compared some of this and its humor to Thanksgiving, which was also co-produced by Spyglass, who had also worked on the previous two installments of the Scream franchise. Now, of course, Thanksgiving was also from Sony, but that was released through TriStar. This was from Screen Gems. But I have to give it credit for providing a good feel to it. I did like the atmosphere for it, and I did like some of the tunes they picked and what have you. It wasn't too bad at all. So anyway, for our cast, we have Olivia Holt playing Allie, and I'm going to say she was pretty good. Most of you would remember her from the Disney XD show Kickin' It, as well as the Disney Channel original film Girl vs. Monster. And she was also recently in the Cloak and Dagger series that was on Freeform, where she portrayed Dagger, and on the Hulu series Runaways. Yes. I'm going to say she does a pretty good job with this character. This character is absolutely really good. Playing Jay is Mason Gooding, who happens to be the son of Cuba Gooding Jr. And he had recently had played Chad Meeks Martin in both previous two installments of Scream. He also was in Booksmart and Fall as well. He also appeared on shows including Ballers and Love, Victor. Now, I must admit, Mason Gunn does another good job, just like what he did in the Scream films. He's really good, and I gotta give him credit for that. Gigi Zumbado, I hope I pronounced that correctly, played Allie's friend Monica. Of course, Zumbado is well known for playing Abril Rhodes on ABC's hit The Rookie. Crystal Kane, the boss of Jay and Monica, is played by Michaela Watkins. Yes, who had a brief stint as a featured player on Saturday Night Live. She also had appeared on short-lived sitcoms like The Unicorn and Trophy Wife. She also appeared on The New Adventures of Old Christine and others, but she also appeared in films like The Backup Plan, Wanderlust, plus several others. I'm gonna say this character's kind of pretty funny and what have you. Now, for the rest, we have two familiar people. Devon Sawa, who you may know from numerous films like Final Destination, Idle Hands, and others. And of course, he recently appeared in the recent hit Chucky series. He plays Detective Zeke Hobbs, while his partner, Detective Janine Shaw, yes, that is another thing. That kind of gives a little joke to Hobbs and Shaw, like the movie and what have you. And Shaw is played by Jordana Brewster, who, of course, actually appeared in some of the Fast and the Furious series, as well as The Faculty and several other films. I gotta give them credit. Gotta give both Sawa and Brewster credit for their performances. Josh Rubin also has a cameo appearance in this film. Yes, you heard me right. The director of the film is a cameo appearance as a drive-in movie patron. So the cast is pretty good. Now I forgot to mention they did have a good soundtrack of songs, but the score done by Jay Wadley was absolutely really good. And so I think Hard Eyes does feel pretty good. Well, it didn't quite. It almost came close to my like Thanksgiving did. But anyway, it still provided a little bit of fun humor, though, and what have you, and some pretty gory kills. So overall, I found Hard Eyes to be pretty good. I would recommend you check this out. The film's currently now streaming on Netflix, though it just recently came to physical media a month ago. So you can get it on Blu-ray and DVD and or DVD as well if you want. That's what I'm saying. If you are a physical media collector, because you know physical media matters. Okay, enough said. I think you'll enjoy Hard Eyes, definitely. Even if you got a date, you'll enjoy it. For my score, I'm going to give Hard Eyes 4 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8. What did you think of Hard Eyes? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, give them to know me. May they like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you like. May they like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Because I'm still building up subscribers. Anyway, join me next time when I do a special vid where I show off my TV shows on DVD to y'all. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out my reviews for some of these other films. You can check out my spoiler-free review of Scream 6 in the upper left-hand corner, or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of Thanksgiving. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of Companion. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.